Hi there, you're watching USTC360. I'm your host, Dilbar Shatterson, and today I've got a few stories to share with you about the efforts volunteers are making across the country in order to make their communities happier, healthier, and smarter. Now, in the past, you've seen Tzu Chi volunteers make great strides in providing some relief to the homeless. They work consistently to give out warm food, blankets, and smiles across the U.S. But this time, let's see the solution they found for, guess what? Cold feet.
In the United States, Seattle is considered the city with the best living standard, and there are many big corporations here. So it should be a city with good economy, and you shouldn't see anyone in poverty. But in the evenings when you drive home, you will see some homeless people on the streets.
I just back like this. Sometimes I put the covers over my head, but sometimes I don't. But this keeps all the rats and stuff out.
They were not born homeless. Sometimes you see a refined person amongst them, and after talking to him, we found that he just hit a rough patch in life and lost his job. When we established our community center in Chinatown about 9 years ago, we had up to a dozen Tzu Chi collegiate volunteers every Saturday coming here to sort recyclables. About 8 years ago, they decided to use the funds gathered from recycling work to help the city of Seattle.
Okay, so we're wrapping the socks so that they're easier to give to the homeless, and then also at the same time putting Tzu Chi's logo on it so that they know that we are Tzu Chi. And so we ended up going to the local homeless shelter, and we asked the people who were in charge there, what do they want? And they were saying that socks are really needed. We never saw anyone distribute socks. We always saw people distribute food. There's a lot of food. There's some clothing drives, some blankets, but we never heard of a socks drive.
The homeless has no place to do their laundry. After wearing the socks for a few days, they had to throw it away.
And also, especially in Seattle, we get a lot of rain, and so socks do get wet really quickly. Okay, welcome everybody to Tzu Chi Socks Distribution. Today we are going to go out to where the homeless usually gather during the daytime, and we're going to distribute socks to them. So let's go. I think to walk very formally in two lines is something that Tzu Chi has done for many years, and so we can have the public perceive us as not some unruly college students, but just somebody who is going somewhere with a purpose. Especially with Tzu Chi, it does get really chaotic sometimes when you're distributing things on the street. No, hey, come on. To the back row, pull you guys forward, and then if you could just hold the socks. We're gonna have face out, that other side would be the front. And so it's really up to the officers sometimes to try to have people in the right place, and so that people could see the signs and they could see the socks, and they know we're going to do some good things. Yeah, thank you for coming. So all together at the same time. So 1, 2, 3. Thank you.
So we prepared about 200 pairs of socks, and with a slightly modified method. The Tzu Chis stand in a row, facing the homeless, and the Tzu Chis bow to them as a hand goes to them. It is just like how Tzu Chi distributes aid in disasters.
So when we have a smaller distribution event, they can experience giving somebody materials that there's a necessity for them.
When we are going out to distribute socks today, it's not like we're doing this, like that's a good thing to do.
Sometimes last night it got kind of cold, and I had no socks on my feet, so these are coming in.
Well, I'm type 2 diabetic. I got to keep my feet dry and clean.
Actually, I've been seeing a lot of them are already wearing our socks, and that made me really happy, you know. It shows they really need it.
To make me a whole day, I'll be able to move around and hopefully walk to church later on. It's just a blessing.
As you can see, the population that Tzu Chi helps are diverse in economic status, ethnicity, and particularly in age. In our next video, you'll see how Tzu Chi volunteers in New York are helping to keep things lively for its most precious community members, the elderly.
佢每次個星期咧去個幼聯老人院咧，都會帶2份唔同嘅報紙俾嗰啲老人家。
我是覺得我應該我買，因為我經過那邊方便啊。
派報紙俾老人院差唔多有4年嘅時間㗎啦。大家好，大家好，好唔好？慢慢睇啊！
我是問過他，我就問他，你要什麼看報紙？哦，看電視又沒有東西看，所以我要看報紙。
即係佢哋起碼喺裏邊有個硝煙，知道外邊嘅消息咯。謝謝。
那慈濟我在做生意的時候都覺得這個機構很好，真的很幫人真的是在做事。所以我退休以後啦，第一個事情呢，就找人把我帶進來。進來以後比沒有進來感受更重、更大，覺得它更好。
跟他们讲的话，他们很高兴啊。一般上，据我所知，他们在老人院1个月能够只有拿到50块钱的零用钱。那么，如果他们每个月要去剪1次头发，都要10多块。那么，他们可以省的那一些钱来当做自己的零用钱，自己出一点点绵力，自己就感觉到很骄傲。那么，我就是举手之劳，所以每6个礼拜都去跟他们剪，只要他们高兴，他们要给我做，我就会继续的去做。你开不开心？开心。头发。我会一直去到我自己不能够动。
那他有出宿，菩萨保佑。这一家去5年了，每个礼拜都去，不去会觉得好像心里有一个事情没有做。
只要在村有名望，办起来就像唐明皇。唐明皇胡子长，你知吧？
有些老人喜欢听歌，我们就唱歌给他听，听了他开心，我们唱的也开心。
听了我听了真的好感动。
哦，他就好开心，好了，你开心。
可是有时候来的时候，有一些走掉了，好难過，也很難過。
雖然生老病死都係必經之路啦，但係我哋係一種係好渴望佢哋健全喺度咯。
你去看啊，看他們這樣子不舒服，你會覺得我很幸，我可以來看他。都比我老得多了，也都有100歲了嘞。
你對着我笑嘻嘻，我對着你笑哈哈，我們同在一起去快樂。
他的名字叫做 Toshiko-san， 他現在是106歲，看到我很笑嘻嘻的。哎呀，你看，哎呀，愛してる。好久摸我的手就。心连心了，我们自己说，我只心通心了哦。我也高兴，我也摸他。而且常常我带他去看飞机啊，看到飞机很高兴。而且3岁小孩子看到妈妈看飞机，他就这样。进了慈济以后就知道哦，对老人家要怎么样付出。我们不能照顾他，去看他也是。等於照顧他了，沒有忘記他。假如能夠活到100的話，哦，還要10幾年可以去看他嘛，哦，那個時候他變成150歲了。
還要做多久啊？做到不能做啦，做到人家去看我啦，
做到我唔能夠做為止。
做到我走不動。
媽媽。這愛。
跟我們一起做好了，你來帶領我們。
對呀，你也會啊。尋祈求天下無常。
Just like pearls on the East Coast are getting some love, Little ones on the West Coast are too. We've taken you inside the Happy Campus program in Bayview Hunters Point before, but this time, let's see how volunteers' continued efforts have been making a long-term impact.
Parents' grace can be compared to the highest mountains. We should know our blessings and return them with the same grace.
Time goes by.
Well, after the summer camp, I will continue on helping my mom do her laundry.
Up and show your parents love and respect.
Because I respect and love her.
In summer 2014, at the Tzu Chi summer camp at Malcolm X Academy, children are learning to sign what's called the kneeling lamb while learning the importance of filial piety.
Little by little, they step by step go through the whole program, and they get a point, and they make sure they take in themselves, and they make sure respect their parents.
From the day that Tzu Chi volunteers came to the school, it's been 8 years since the Happy Campus program started.
I quit my job in 2006 just to help a hungry girl to get her food. Ever since, I've been doing it, so it has been 8 years. The main challenge is to really understand the need from the audience we are going to help.
That means to help my younger sister wash her face.
Good! Okay, now who else?
And now the focus of the Tzu Chi program is in Bayview Hunters Point, which is the poorest area of San Francisco. Many of the children come from broken homes. Some of them have been homeless or are between homes. They don't have the infrastructure to support them during their school years.
Each student, they deserve the same opportunity to learn.
The Happy Campus program is to help these children who have no advantages in life.
That's why I think Happy Campus is so important, because we put in our effort to help them build their confidence, build their ability for their future.
What would be the most needed program in that school? So it takes a lot of observation and wisdom. So I often would tell the volunteers, you need to go in and just be an outsider and just be observant and stay there and then see, what are the kids doing? What are the parents doing? And then trying to say, oh, I think they probably need this. And from that, and verify that with the school.
We do one-on-one math tutoring. That's my program. If you work with them one-on-one, they learn very quickly, and it's fun to see. It's gratifying to see the development over time as they sort of master concepts. And then it's not just math. A lot of it is they like the one-on-one attention. There was a marked difference between the untutored kids versus the tutored kids. The slopes were different. The tutored children did better. So that made us feel great.
Moving forward, that we have established a lot of trust and rapport with the community. So even they are not at school, we can go to their home. So through working with the children at school, we have changed the families. From the families, I think the community oftentimes look at us. We are the community builder. Expansion of Happy Campus in Tzu Chi validates that there is a need in the United States for Happy Campus program to exist. What Master is saying, one child at a time, one school at a time, and one community at a time, and gradually will change the world.
Because I help my mama clean up and I love her. Mom and Dad, if you're watching this, I love you.
While volunteers have been working hard to broaden young minds, in Arizona, they're doing the same with more mature ones. But this time, one box of food at a time.
我们刚开始
始的时候，其实是因为大峡谷空难。
Initially, we started distributing food because of the Grand Canyon plane crash. We were all parents of the Chinese school. Among us, there were some sisters from LA. We gathered at Jingfeng's sister's house. And Jingfeng, who was also a parent at the Chinese school, posted a note saying that some of the plane crash victims aren't used to eating American food and wants Chinese food. So from then on, we started cooking Chinese food and took turns driving to the hospital in Phoenix and delivering the food to them.
In '95, Tzu Chi volunteers comforted families of victims of a plane crash in the Grand Canyon. The Phoenix office then opened a year later, marking the start of their journey into charity.
When Tzu Chi started, it was behind our restaurant, so it was easy for me to cater to them. Whenever we have a gathering or something, we would prepare some food in the restaurant so people can eat and do their activities together.
Volunteer Mei Yuanlin led the other matrons in the early stages of the Phoenix office. Now, men too have gotten involved with food distribution.
The team that started this operation many years ago was very active and did a good job of connecting with the food banks and with other organizations and finding out who to take care of. And so the operation has been very strong because of that.
We come in all family. We are 7 in the family.
I feel happy because it's just, I like helping people other than my family, because I think it's the right thing to do, not just be selfish and think about myself.
Former aid recipients Ana Madeira and her family come every time to help pack food.
We take care of more people than we used to, and we have new routes. Brother Lee and I have been looking for new places to distribute the food boxes. We give basic nutrition to families when we can find them out on the weekends. So after a few years, we know our clients very well, so we know what they need, and if they have big problems, we can talk to them about that. The dogs are there, but it looks like she might not be home. She might come out later. If she does, I'll come back here and we'll take care of her. You want a candy? I have some. But you have to come down. And then you have to tell me that you're going to go tell your mom and dad that we're here so they can get some free food if they want it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Eggs and bread. Well, we're here every other week, about this time. And this is one of our first stops. Every area is a little bit different. Some areas are 1 or 2 families that we've known for a long time. Some areas are single people, or there are places like motels where maybe they don't have any way of cooking. So we give them a little bit different kind of food than other places.
Hotel manager Linda Tilton used to be homeless herself. She now regularly receives food boxes from Tzu Chi.
The smaller rooms on this side is $165 a week. People actually scrap. They go and collect cans or scrap metal, and they make enough money to pay, because but they have to work really, really, really hard to get that money. And they don't want to be on the street. They just make enough money to pay their rent, because it's very expensive in a motel. But they can't, for some reason or other, they can't get into an apartment.
The more you involve, the more you enjoy it. You can see serving people, helping people. When especially they say thank you to you, all the tired's just gone.
Why they are doing this?
Mostly I just want to do it. They just want to do something nice.
Good. It's very nice of them. That's the way they learn too. That's the way I learn too. I learn from you people too.
Asking for nothing in return, Tzu Chi volunteers in Phoenix have kept the same spirit with which they began, now with the token of food. In the same way that Tzu Chi volunteers in Phoenix are giving some nourishment to those who are down and out on their luck, back in Seattle, volunteers are giving out a different kind of nourishment. It's no secret that ex-convicts are often treated with fear and mistrust. So how are they to re-enter society with success? Let's see how a little bit of compassion can go a long way.
See you all today. Really happy to be here and do a little meditation together. It's much more fun than just doing it by myself.
I've been
a few meditations before. And I've always found that it just enhances my, senses. Basically, enjoy the moment, because at a really young age, I'm in the mess of my life.
93% of the men and women who are incarcerated will come home. And so our college made an intentional decision to serve the men and women who are transitioning from prisons back to the community. But our students, from time to time, they need more support.
I've always dreamt about going to school. My grandfather was a lawyer. I had 3 uncles that were cops, so I always dreamt about either being one or the other. But I ended up hurting somebody, and so I went to prison at 17, and I got out at the age of 33.
Hi, Nat, what you doing?
Homework. I do have a test tomorrow. It's midterms, and I'm just reviewing. When an opportunity presented itself, I wasn't gonna let it go. So basically, I go to school 4 days a week.
He always have 4.0, so they gave him the President's Award.
But I work on the weekend. During the week, I try to get all my schoolwork done because I will not get to it on the weekend while I'm working. It's not ideal.
And the money that he's giving goes to the insurance and car. That's it. And he doesn't have anything left for himself.
They got lost in the journey of life, and even though they were in an environment as difficult as prison, they managed to pick themselves back up. They studied so hard and got such good grades. Of course we should help them.
Because the economy was bad in the U.S. during that time, so these students couldn't get scholarships to go back to school. So we want Tzu Chi to provide a scholarship system.
Thank you very much. Tzu Chi is making it possible for me to take certain classes, achieve some of these goals. It also gives you a certain push. Now you don't want to let down some other people.
How can we help them further? We thought it would be a good idea to introduce Jingsi aphorism to them. And the students enjoyed it.
Anybody can share some thought with this Jingsi aphorism?
To face all people and situations with a grateful heart means...
So you can go in any situation, not thinking negative but positive, so you can get the best outcome.
And then we can form a good affinity with them.
I think if they can teach other former inmates from their own experiences, from what they've been through themselves, it would be more relatable.
If no good seeds are sown, nothing good will grow from it. We got to start at ourselves first to, organize our lives. Once I achieve that goal and then I have time, which I will, definitely I will volunteer for Tzu Chi.
So these former inmates can teach other former inmates because they know what it is really like.
As Master Zhang Yan has said, many drops of water make a river, many grains of rice make a large basket. This means that you too can help be the change you wish to see in your communities. And who knows, maybe we'll see you here soon on 360 as well. I'm Dilbar Shatterson. Thanks for joining me this time. See you soon.